about who's the most dashing guy at the party. And guess who glided across the dance floor? Wardell Richardson. Wardell had a black cane, black and white tux and a black cane to touch up his look. He spots the young lady, and he's trying to decide who to take out. They mingle for a while. He couldn't choose, so he decided to take all of them. Blacks do not only wear big businesses and classical wear, but we are also known for keeping up on the latest styles. My next model is going to show you just how hip he can be. Meet Shamari McCaffrey. Shamari has on a cross-colored blue jean outfit with World Cup boots and a cross-colored hat. And he has a funky fresh haircut. My next model, Danny Day, has on a tan suede jacket with a snakeskin belt and snakeskin bull cap. My next model, Candy Conley, comes out in a black skirt, black jacket with black suede boots. Next, meet Rhea Posey. Rhea comes out in a black outfit with multicolors on the front. They're trying to decide which guy to pick. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with that. You can get with this. You can get with that. Oh, this is get with that. Oh, this is get with that. You can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. Oh, this is here's the black sheep, here's the black sheep. Even if you wanted to, the clock cannot be recalled. It's like this. Why should I bring it like that? Because the facts for me might not attract. Hope you enjoyed that, but before we go, I would like to bring all my models back out, and so we can give them a big round of applause. My first two models that helped me out tonight is Brenda and Wardell Richardson. Wardell is a junior at Osborne High School, and Brenda is a freshman. My next two models for tonight are Shamari McCassell and Ginger Tate. Don't they look lovely? My next two models to help me out are Candy Conley and Terrence North. Thank you. My next two models are Dee Queen and Nisa Backus. And Sabrina Young. Don't they look dazzling? My next two models are Rhea Posey and Tangia Harrison. me out is Danny Day. Take a good look at them, ladies. Osborne High School, don't they look terrific? Give them a little attitude, Mama. Bam, there it is. But ladies and gentlemen, the night is not over yet. I, Adrian Hunter, am going to model for you.
Our speaker of the morning is a senior here at Osborne and is also on the varsity basketball team. Please welcome Tammy Miles.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is having a pleasant morning. Thank you for participating in our Black History Month get-together. And here we go. I'm here because I want to tell you of how an everyday person who walks the same halls you walk and eats in the same cafeteria with you feels about Black History Month and other things that come along with it. People are always asking me and other people of color, why do we have Black History Month? And I answer, you know, that's a good question. If people of color were included from the beginning, there would be no need to have a separate designated month that is given to the contributions of Black people. Glenn Evans, a very dear friend of mine, is presently attending Atlanta Metropolitan College. He wrote a paper entitled Back to Africa, which was published in the Atlanta Metropolitan Newscope Extra that I would like to share with you. The streets of our inner cities are ready to burst with feelings of the Back to Africa movement. It is preached in our churches and in our homes. Our Black college students are crying out for it in their classrooms and the streets. It is an age-old movement that has suddenly regained remarkable strength. The Nation of Islam has been preaching this movement since the 1940s. Marcus Garvey was devoted to this cause since the 1920s. The foundation of this Back to Africa movement is the urgent desire of Afro-Americans to regain their African heritage. However, no matter how important or how strong this movement has become, it still seems to be lacking something. There seems to be a void and emptiness in all of this. It may be that we are completely ignoring one of the most important aspects of our African heritage, and that is the spiritual nature and values. The movement is certainly doing a remarkable job of taking us back to Africa as far as fashion is concerned. For example, anywhere you go in the inner cities across America, you will find shops selling just about any material goods you can imagine pertaining to African culture. African clothing, jewelry, art, even the flags from the Black nations of Africa are sold every day in large quantities. Many Afro-Americans have decorated their homes with beautiful African arts and crafts. I had always felt something was missing from this whole movement, but after reading 2020 Hindsight by Jay Ford, I realized exactly what it was. Heritage and culture are a great deal more than just clothes, fashion, arts, and crafts. A sense of heritage must include the traditions and values of the culture in order to be complete. There are many aspects of our African heritage that we, as a community, have completely ignored. One aspect of the African tradition, which is the spiritual nature.
Hospitality has become a foreign word in our community. In Africa, it is an honor to have a stranger pay you a visit, share your food, and sleep in your home. But we see visitors, and times even our family, as an inconvenience. We are ready to decorate our homes with beautiful African art, but we are not willing to bring this other precious aspect of our African heritage in our homes. Likewise, awareness of the surroundings and knowledge of such things as geography, the plant life, the animals, and even the ground that is walked on are considered a very important part of African culture. My brother taught elementary school in Liberia for several years. He told me that he was always amazed by the knowledge and the respect that the 9 and 10-year-old students showed about their environment. In a way, nature, the environment are considered sacred in African culture. In contrast, most of our children would not be able to tell you a thing about their environment. They might be able to look on African medallions that many of them wear now and describe what Africa looks like, but their knowledge of the world geography would not go much beyond that. It is the characteristic of the American culture to ignore nature and our surroundings and to place importance on material goods. Consequently, most African Americans seem much more American than African. A true Back to Africa movement cannot be just a material effort. Learning about our heritage has nothing to do with wearing clothes, jewelry, or having a home decorated in the African style. We can only get a true sense of who we are by beginning a movement back to the spiritual aspects of our African heritage. If we want to continue to take on the characteristics of America by putting an emphasis on the physical aspects of our culture, then maybe we should do what J. Ford felt that he have done. Ford felt he should have done when he arrived in Africa and saw the true culture. Excuse me. Eliminate the title African from our name and just call ourselves Africans. We live in yesterdays and the past. Why can't we live in today and the future? I'm very proud of my heritage, and I hope everyone here is proud of their heritage as well. All the time, I hear of racial fights at Osborne and at some other schools. Fighting is not the answer to anything. However, consultation and handling things in an adult way works. Besides, which one do you think will help you grow, fighting or discussing your differences? Racism, a major barrier to world peace. It retards the unfoldments of the boundless potentialities of its victims, corrupts its perpetrators, and blights human progress. We must heal the wounds of the past with sincerity and love, and for the sake of God and our world, forgive and forget. The recognition of the oneness of mankind, that in fact we are one race, the human race, must be universally upheld if this problem is to be overcome. Racism is the most challenging issue confronting America, a nation whose ancestry includes every people on earth, whose motto is E pluribus unum. Ideals of freedom under law have inspired millions throughout the world and cannot continue to harbor prejudice against any racial excuse me, or ethnic group without betraying itself. Racism is an affront to human dignity, a cause of hatred and division, a disease that devastates society. From the day it was born, the United States embraced a set of contradictory values. The Founding Fathers proclaimed their devotion to the highest principles of equality and justice, yet enshrined slavery in the Constitution. Slavery poisoned the mind and the heart of the nation and would not be abolished without a bloody civil war that nearly destroyed the young republic. The evil consequences of slavery are still visible in this land. They continue to affect the behavior of both black and white Americans and prevent the healing of old wounds. Neither black or white Americans should assume that the responsibility for the elimination of prejudice and its effects belongs exclusively to the other. Both must recognize that unity are their common survival. Both must recognize